Hello, world. My name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer, and I am also a consultant at Z World Webs. My one goal is to develop custom websites that are specifically catered to your organization's needs. I completely understand that building a website is an exhilarating, exciting, and significant step in connecting with your audience. Your organization has the potential to make a meaningful impact, whether it's supporting animal rights, advocating for equality, combating human trafficking, or honoring the brave individuals who have served our country. Your mission is too important to be held back by the challenges a website can present. And I am here to ensure that your website works for you, not against you. Whether it's maintaining, developing, or redeveloping a custom website that is specifically catered to your needs. And with that being said, I would be more than delighted to learn more about your organization and, of course, develop a website Z World is waiting for.
Whoever said ignorance is bliss never ran a business. Did you know the vast majority of businesses don't make their products accessible to people with disabilities? And did you know that the collective buying power of people with disabilities is over $2 trillion? And if you're a business owner, you need to know how to make your business accessible so you're not leaving this money on the table. I want to tell you about my family partners at Real Life Access, who can help you connect with this underserved market. Real Life Access clients experience three amazing things. First, a reputation for accessibility that brings customers to your door. Second, a freedom of worry about legal consequences from not being ADA compliant. And third, increased revenue. Real Life Access team members offer common sense accessibility solutions which won't break your budget. These are business people who understand the challenges faced by all small businesses. They are also people with disabilities who know what it takes to be accessible. Check out their courses, coaching packages, and so much more at reallifeaccess.com. You'll be glad you did. It is Global Pay It Forward Day. I am not on mute, which is great because, usually when I start these on something like this, I've muted myself, and we all know that wonderful, wonderful thing. You're on mute. Well, I fixed it this time. We have a very exciting, for me, show today because we are going to bring you 20, I think it's like 22 amazing programs. These are people who have joined with us. These are not just programs, they're people. These are people who understand the vision of what we are doing here at Community Pay It Forward. These are people who want to make sure that you are able to take and turn your purchases into something that is so much more than just shopping. These are both our giving partners and our mission partners. Each one of them has a very special story, and we are going to show you just a glimpse of the story, just a glimpse of what you can find out if you make a meeting with them. With each video that I play, and each video is anywhere from 2.5 minutes to 9 minutes. But each video has a QR code in one of the corners. And that little, there's Jasper, our dog. One of the little dogs, one of them you guys don't ever see. But they do have a little QR code attached to them. Some of them have their own QR code, but there's another QR code in there that leads you to the page where their profile can be found. Go to that profile because it'll take you to where you need to be. You can find them, you can get to their website, you can do whatever you want to do just by following through that QR code. And it'll take you to, again, our website where you can get a hold of them. One of the reasons why we're doing this, folks, is because coming up in a matter of, I'll go conservative here. In a matter of weeks, but it's actually probably closer to days, the Community Pay It Forward mobile app is going to be launched. We do need a little help. We were able to, with a couple sponsorships, we were able to go on ahead and pay for the fee that Android charges us. But we do need your help with Apple because, of course, Apple's a little more expensive. Well, it is what it is. We need to be in both stores. We need to be available for everyone. And so today, if you scan this QR code, you can help us by leaving a $5 donation, $10 donation, whatever you want to do. All the money will go to, first, making that app accessible for everyone. And secondly, to make sure that we can continue to do the great things that we're doing. Right now, I look over into my little room over here, and we had some people come and pick up some stuff this weekend. Thank God, because it was getting a little full. But we still have tons of toys. We still have a couch in there, which is just killing me. We have a couch in there. We have clothes in there, baby items, stuff like that, that always goes to people in the community who need help. We don't charge a thing for it. So any donation you make makes this to where we can do this. Hopefully, our goal soon is to get this back in storage units and get them out of our house so, my wife and I can get back to not living like hoarders. Because we really do. We kind of, you look at that room and you're like, yeah, you guys are stashing a little bit of stuff away there, aren't you? And we have no choice but to say, yeah, we are. So, but so we do need your help. Help us get on the iOS, and thank you, Z. I thought it was AOS, Apple Online Services, but it's iOS. Thank you for explaining that to me. But get on to iOS. It does cost to get the app out. And if you can help us out, we can get the app out sooner for our friends on Apple. I have one more step to do to get it out on Android. So, and of course, Androids are easier. I just want to say this to my son Justice. I love you, but once again, Apple is holding us back. Sorry, my son is an Apple snob. He's always been that way. He loves his Apple, but and actually, he's kind of got me hooked too. But you know what? If we can't run our app there, then I don't want to be there. But our app is coming along really, really cool. It's going to make this whole program, this shop, click, and pick program so much easier. All you're going to have to do is open the app, shop, click a picture, and pick who you want to support. Some of these amazing people who you can shop, click, and pick with are people like our good friends, one of our sponsors for this show, Mr. Alan Holmes.
Why did I? My name is Alan Holmes, Master Connector. Why did I start my business? I started my business simply because I know that there was a time that so much information is out there, online, offline, sideline, and I wanted to actually give a human connection to it, to let everyone know that there is someone behind the IP address, behind the phone number. So much in this time is where all with AI and various things, which although I use myself, but as a master connector, as my slogan goes, community is the essence of business, and I'm the master connector for building it. What is my business? Each one of us as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, asks that questions and they have time to order. My business is actually simply providing a passion for connecting your business. I am a master connector, so without your business, without your organization, your dream, your project, your nonprofit, I have no business. I am an affiliate marketer or a strategic alliance partner for various different resources. They go on and on, so it's too many to attest, but that is my business. It is simply being the collaborating, connecting, and networking your business, your dream, your vision, your passion. Where's my company or my group of resources or companies offers going? Oh, the sky's the limit. It is based on, again, the people that I meet, the dreams that are vision. In a year from now, my goal would love to be the inspirational for your vision, your idea to maybe build a dream inspirational center, a podcast, a documentary, a book, a movie. The skies of possibilities and the end are endless. How can I be of service to you? Is my question. What can I do today to help a better tomorrow? Is simply this. Visit either my services. When I say my services, my strategic partner services, like you may know, he didn't ask me, he says community pay it forward, a nonprofit, a business owner, a veteran, those with a disability, or someone is not so much about business. Just check in with folks, make sure. I literally right before this talked to my associate who's in Alabama, and there's a great storm is coming in. So I'm praying for his family and all of those in the back east in California. We have to check in with each other because sometimes it's not about business, it's about checking in on folks, and that'll lead to a better tomorrow. But it starts with, and of course, I'll end with this. Anybody knows me, love the kids. Take sure and make sure that the children are taken care of, and making sure we're kinder to one another, love one another, and make sure you reach out and just say, I'm here for you. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you.
And again, that's what these videos are going to look like. We're going to be going through a good portion of our partners. And we're going to continue to do this because we've been given this opportunity because today is Global Pay It Forward Day. Our company, our partners, this is our goal. We all want our businesses to be part of an initiative where we support people out there who need us, who need our businesses to be there where their heart is. So I don't have a lot of time to talk today because we've got a lot of other people who are going to talk today. So this is going to be one of the best podcasts I've ever had for one plain, pure, and simple reason. There's going to be very little me, which makes me thrilled. I love that. That is, I was telling almost every single one of these folks that were out there that this is going to be the best one because you don't hear me. You don't see me on the videos. You don't. It's them. So if you would like to join the Community Pay It Forward family, if you are a business that is out there that understand, wait a minute, all I have to do is open my doors and make sales, and I can support programs out there. Or if you're a nonprofit who's sitting there going, you know what? We could really use a little bit of extra support, and people are going to tell our story. People are going to understand who we are because we're going to use our story to promote our business. How do I do this? Well, you do this by going on to the Community Pay It Forward page, okay, which is www.communitypayitforward. You will come to a page that looks a little something like this. You will type in add listing or new business or something like that. Join the family. It's going to take you to this page, which is the add the profile page. Oh, and it went a little kerfluffle on me, so give me just a second. I need to do this. We're going to go to the add the listing page. And what you do is you pick your package. You can start with $0 up front. Okay? To $150 to $1,500, and you become a sponsor of everything like Global Pay It Forward Day. Okay, just saying. And all you do is you start filling it out. The name of your organization, please describe your organization, give us your mission and vision statements. What is the preferred name on your profile? Okay. What do you want us to put on there? Do you want, do you want us to put your name on there in some way? What is your position within the organization? Are you the owner? Are you the GM? What are you? You take and you hit select categories, and all the categories are coming up, come up right here. And depending on what package you pick, you get to pick a certain amount of those categories. The default category, say you pick 2. Which one do you want to be the default category? Phone number you would like listed, and then a contact phone number if it's any different, the email address, all that other stuff. And depending on the packages, you get to drop your your headshot, your logo, and your socials. Where it says other links, this is like, well, I want to put I almost said TikTok. I want to put my TikTok here. I want to put my Blue Sky here. I want to put my link. We've got LinkedIn up here. My Alignable. I want to put whatever. You can put those in there depending on your packages. Okay. Do you have any other images you would like us to add? Depending on your package, we can put those in there as well. So all you have to do, again, is go to add listing right up here up top. Just hit add listing, and you can become a partner in the Community Pay It Forward program. Get started for free. Make a small investment, and that small investment, because our goal is to make this, where every purchase sparks hope and acts of kindness. So I don't understand why it keeps doing that to me, but so anyway, we want to make this to where every purchase sparks acts of hope and kindness. Now, you're going to be done seeing or hearing from me for a little bit. We're going to go through some of these, but first, the month of April is almost over, and we have a wonderful, wonderful partnership with Z World Webs on a program called Gift So Good. We're asking you, get your pet supplies with us, and you can support pets throughout the world. Z World Webs and Community Pay It Forward present Gift So Good. Join us in fighting against animal cruelty prevention this April. Every purchase supports an animal care program. If you run a care program, let us share your story. Simply schedule a meeting today. Support our initiative. Scan this code, shop for your pet, and help the animals in need all month long.
Hi, I'm Andrew Darlow. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much, Zach Clayton and your team, for inviting me. And I hope that I can provide some value and interesting information for you and all your listeners. So, why did I start my business? I started my business mainly because I was taking pictures of dogs and cats primarily and their families. And I had to pay sales tax. Most states in the United States have sales tax, and so you need a business if you're going to be charging anyone for something like prints or something else that's a tangible item. So I had to start a business to do that, and that's now 32 years or so, and I'm Hi, I'm Andrew Darlow. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much, Zach Clayton and your team, for inviting me. And I hope that I can provide some value and interesting information for you and all your listeners. So, why did I start my business? I started my business mainly because I was taking pictures of dogs and cats. Hi, I'm Andrew Darlow. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much, Zach Clayton and your team, for inviting me. And I hope that I can provide some value and interesting information for you and all your listeners. So, why did I start my business? I started my business mainly because Hi, I'm Andrew Darlow. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much, Zach Clayton and your team, for inviting me. And I hope that I can provide some value and interesting information for you and all your listeners. So, why did I start my business? I started my business mainly because I was taking pictures of dogs and cats primarily and their families, and I had to pay sales tax. Most states in the United States have sales tax, and so you need a business if you're going to be charging anyone for something like prints or something else that's a tangible item. So I had to start a business to do that, and that's now 32 years or so, and I'm not sure where the time has gone, but that was the main reason. Plus, it was also much easier to do write-offs every year. I was working full-time, and so having a side business was really helpful around tax time. And my business now is quite different. I'm not really doing much portraiture, although I do love that and I do it from time to time. Now I'm primarily doing consulting and selling my artwork. So consulting is the large part of my business, and I help people with many things related to photography. So taking better pictures, knowing how to set up their flash, for example, which can be complicated. I help them also with organizing their photography collection, which can be really challenging, especially if you're someone who takes a lot of photographs, captures a lot of video. You may have things on multiple hard drives and you may not know how to manage it. So I help people bring everything into their computer, decide on what application to use to organize it. I like Lightroom Classic, and then decide how to back it up properly. Usually that's multiple hard drives locally and then some type of cloud backup. So that's what I really enjoy doing, because I know that if I can help someone save their data, both for them and for future generations, I know I'm doing something really good for them. And my company is located in central New Jersey, and I've been here, like I said before, over 30 years. In between, I've traveled and lived in multiple countries, including Japan and in Europe. So I think I'm most excited right now about getting out there and selling more of my artwork. Here's an example of a recent print project. That is a photograph that I took over 30 years ago. I have a story that goes along with it that I talk about and that I'll also share. And so I've been making prints like this, which are 18 by 24 inches, for over 24 years. And sometimes I give people prints as gifts along with, let's say, a photo session, or I might give them to family, or I'll sell them. And these I've been doing as limited editions, this last one. And so that's been going really well so far. And I'm also going to be launching a new series of flower prints, which will be on very high-end paper, and those will also be signed and numbered. As far as how I can pay it forward today, I believe the best advice I can give everyone is to first take more photographs than you think you really want to, and maybe even go out of your way a little bit to take more photographs of your family. And if you have a business, maybe walk around from time to time and take some photographs of the environment. And it really is wonderful to be able to look back and have those photographs and also video. So think about that the next time you're doing.
Why did we start our business? Well, it was started because it was a convenient tool for us to use to promote our, of all things, to promote our printing company. So I was a president of a networking group. I wanted to have all those business cards go out with every visitor. And I thought I had this really good idea. And my husband took all of those business cards, scanned them, made them touch responsive, meaning touch to call and email, and send people to the content information that they wanted them to learn about their business. And then our chapter was very successful with that. And people, we became the #1 chapter in the #1 region. But then the other people that were coming in and visiting our chapter were like, I want one. And it was getting to be hundreds of people. So then we kind of made it its own thing. And around that same what is our business? So it is a digital business card service. And it's become, from the graphic arts world, we decided to keep the price always less than a box of business cards. So it's only $70 a year. And it's a lot of fun because it's an inexpensive tool to help other people succeed. And we also have an affiliate program so that when other people want to figure out ways how they can pay it forward, they can use that affiliate thank you and accumulate it and donate it as well. We were asked, why don't we donate directly to, when we say give this much away and let people know what we're doing? Because, first of all, one hand should know what the other hand is doing, right? But the other thing is, everyone has their own very important thing to them. And why not have that, just give them the opportunity then to take a portion of the sale and put it where they want it to go. So Carolyn Williams, our company is For My Card. Here it is. You can get a hold of me. Happy to chat, get to know, who you are out there in the Pay It Forward community. And thank you for doing all your really good work. God bless. Keep it going. And that's where our company is headed. We are small, but mighty. We do our own advertising, networking, marketing. So we don't have a big budget of a Silicon Valley, but we have a lot of heart. We go meet people in person and do a diet. I'm a big networker. I like to get to know people. Then you become a valuable resource for other people. So I used to just do locally. Who do you know that? And now it's globally. Who do you know that can fill in the blank? And many times I do, or I know the person that does. So that's kind of cool. And time I became aware of the crisis of human trafficking. And once you know these sort of things, you can't unknow it. And so how I plan to pay it forward is, with the success of For My Card, it could eventually be a way that we could start creating a stream of income to the people doing the good work and use it. We've created already one organization called Tybee Stops Traffic to bring awareness and support to a local organization and a global organization, as well as put the information out there and make other people aware of it. Because again, once you know, you can't unknow, and we have to do something, right? And all of the good work you do, is so important. So we learn about these things, and if it's slightly within our power to help, then it's our obligation to help. And that's where our company is headed. You know, we are small, but mighty. We do.
Because I love training. And I had been doing a lot of training just as an individual at the local tech school, at the University of Wisconsin School of Business Management Institute. And I wanted to formally organize what it was that I offered and then offer it to state agencies and the public. What I loved about training is that it helps people find confidence in their own competence, whether it's assertiveness or management development or communication, whatever it might be. I like seeing that light go on. My business is an international woman-owned business that provides nonprofit organizations with management training, with employee training, with board development and strategic planning. And I have done this for many, many years, both locally, nationally, and internationally. Where I would like my company to be headed is to back doing international work. Through USAID and George Soros's Open Society Institute and Mercy Corps, I have been to several states in Africa, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe, and I have loved meeting the cultures and learning about those cultures. So I would like to be doing a lot more international work again. That's my goal. See peace. The training that I have done for Mercy Corps in Jordan was to help them negotiate in the Syrian camps. We don't want any more camps. We don't want any more war. If people learn to communicate, if they learn to listen, if they recognize that we all have the same humanity, I think that we can end war and end homelessness and all of the issues that we are currently dealing with and have dealt with for so long.
As you can see, we've got all kinds of people, many different lifestyles, ages. None of this matters because it's all one thing: people who care. So far, all you've heard are our partners who, when you shop with them, like Deb, if you go to Deb and you want a little bit of coaching, if you want to learn more about that whole nonprofit building, if you want to learn about that giving, go to Deb, get that coaching. Allow her to help lift your program. Andrew, wonderful program of teaching you how to back up things. And this is good for anybody in business or you as a family who takes a lot of pictures and you don't want to lose your pictures. I know that we've got pictures inside my home right now that are over 100 years old and they're faded and there's just, there's water damage to them or something like that. Imagine if we would have been able to have those as backups and we'd be able to do some more storytelling with our kids, with our grandkids, about the family, about who we are as a group of people, who we, what we've represented in the entirety of our bloodline. Wonderful thing that we can do now that we couldn't do before. Let's make sure that we keep, we keep this up. We keep going. We keep sharing this stuff. But I want to make sure that everyone knows that, this isn't only introducing our partners who sell things, who, once again, if you shop with any of them, you get to pick some of these wonderful partners. These are our mission partners. These are the people who have dedicated their lives to doing great things. I'm Zach Clayton with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. We are proud to introduce our mission partners, the nonprofit organizations, support groups, and causes that inspire us to do more and better things every day. These are the hearts behind the mission. These families, the people, and programs we stand beside to create a lasting change. In this special Spotlight series, we've invited each of our mission partners to answer 4 powerful questions. Why did I start my organization? What is my organization? Where is my organization headed? And how can I pay it forward today for a better tomorrow? These stories are about purpose and action, real people doing incredible things, and the community that they need to help lift them up. It is our hope that you will listen, connect, and share. Because when we support each other's missions, we build stronger communities together. And utilizing our great giving partners, there's never been an easier way to support these wonderful missions. Now it's time. Let's meet the difference makers. Let's meet the Community Pay It Forward mission partners.
My name is John Wayne Vogels. I am the Executive Director and founder of the Martyred Angels Foundation. I started this organization after the unfortunate tragedy of my 3-year-old son, Bladen James Wayne Vogels, on April 9th, 2011, due to a drowning accident. After this accident, my family and I realized the resources that were available for this type of experience were either limited or completely absent, and in some cases were removed and funds were reallocated to different areas. Because of this experience, this was the beginning of the Martyred Angels Foundation in memory of my son and also in memory of all the other families that have lost a child due to my wife's history and family background in the military, extensive military service. We also provide services to not just civilians, but Gold Star families, veterans, and any and all emergency responders directly affected by this experience due to the experience that we had seen them go through and the counseling that they had to receive immediately following as well. So that is the reason why I started the Martyred Angels Foundation. My organization is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We do provide various different resources. The one most extensive is the equine therapy program that we provide. This program has surprisingly become immediately results with how we provide this service. It is a very unique and specific program. But we've also partnered with the International Star Registry, formation of group therapies, group meetings. The vision and mission of this organization is to acquire property in order to incorporate our equine campground idea. This idea will provide a much more private and secure location for families, but also one more comforting and allowing families to become more open and provide a better service for them. At the same time, this is designed to benefit everybody. So this would bring on interns, this would bring on more grant opportunities. This would also be very, very transparent in the way that it is designed, and it is a very unique campground design. So our services are extensive, and once again, we provide these services to civilians, veterans, Gold Star families, and any and all emergency responders. This is so important. This will allow all of us to come together and provide one big support group for everyone. And unfortunately, statistics is what we're trying to reduce. Currently, the statistics that were researched by Fox 31 News in a previous interview I had, they stated that 80% of marriages end in divorce immediately following the death of a child. This is followed by loss of income, loss of material things such as homes, cars, other items. Some have become homeless, battling drug addiction, alcohol addiction. Others have had either suicide attempts, and unfortunately, some have been successful in suicide. And although people say that time heals all wounds, this is not the case when it comes to statistics after the loss of a child. Actually, after several years have passed, it becomes increasingly worse on the parents and the families. These are statistics that we are trying to reduce and trying to provide a much better support and resource for these families. And with the design that we have and the resources and programs that we've implemented, this does have the extreme potential, possibility, and proven results that we can reduce these statistics dramatically. We are headed for extreme success. That's where we're headed. So we currently have programs in place, resources in place that we provide services to, and that is at a private area, at a private barn. However, although the resources are very effective at this place, it is open to public and private lessons. So where we're headed in the direction of acquiring property to incorporate the equine campground concept that we have. This idea, this concept, not only will allow us to become more successful with our programs and our resources that we provide, but also allow it to be more private and confidential, but also very transparent for those that donate, invest, or become supportive of what we're doing. So the direction that we're headed to expand. We're headed to expand have property connected to Forest Service property, so we can not only take the program that we have, the equine therapy program, and our other program and resources on our property, but we can also expand it onto the Forest Service and make this a very unique opportunity for all the families. We're also expanding with the International Star Registry partnership to have an observatory that would also allow astrologers and astronomers to come on board to not only direct the telescope in the direction of the star named after the child or individual, but then have somebody describe the significance and importance behind this star. This also allows a more private setting, more comfortable setting. With this concept that we have, it has not only become extremely successful immediately, it also allows us to have more success with more families available to come on board. And this will also allow us to expand, not just here in Colorado. This will all allow us to expand in many other states to provide the same services, so families don't have to travel so far, and also allow families the resources immediately in their area. The other thing that makes this idea and concept that is very, very unique is that as different for other organizations, and although they do exceptional work, however, they're limited and have a smaller capacity. By what I mean by that is, most of them have meetings maybe once or twice a month, and then there's an extensive amount of time in between that these families have to wait for services. The way this is designed, the way that we have designed the Martyred Angels Foundation and this equine campground, once families have come on and have gone through our program, afterwards, this will allow them to have 24/7 access to the property. Because anybody that suffered from PTSD knows that PTSD does not have a clock. It does not care what time it is. It doesn't care where the little hand is. It does not care where the big hand is. And it does not care where that ticking second hand is. PTSD affects any time of the night, any time of the day, 24/7. With that and with our idea and our concept, this will allow these families to have a resource to come to that is open to them 24/7 to help them with these struggles. So what we can do today for a better tomorrow, that is very, very easy. Just simply get behind the Martyred Angels Foundation. Through your support, invest in what we're doing, support what we're doing, become a donor of what we're doing, become involved with the Martyred Angels. We have so many different areas. We have the equine therapy program, International Star Registry, group meetings, group support. There's also a very unique opportunity for a motorcycle attachment, in which this is a story I really love to tell. So when both of my children turned 1, I would put them on the front seat of my motorcycle with me. We would do circles in our cul-de-sac and go up and down the road. My kids absolutely loved riding this motorcycle. However, due to my work schedule, I did have extensive times where I was on call 24/7. So in this one particular moment, I did an on-call and then I had to do my work shift. When I got home, typically when the kids would hear me coming down the road, they would either have their faces pressed up against the glass door waiting, or they'd be out the mailbox. At this particular time, they were out the mailbox waiting for their ride. However, I was really tired. So when I rolled up, I told the kids, listen, Dad can't give you a ride today. I'm just too tired. So I pulled my motorcycle into the garage and I park it, and I never locked it, never had a reason to, such a secure garage. And since this is a 98 Road King, it is carbureted. So this is key to the story. So when I park the motorcycle, I get off the bike, I go into the house, I make something to eat, then I make something to drink. And this took a little bit of time because, of course, I'm playing with the kids at the same time. However, when I go downstairs to sit down to take a little time to relax, I hear the starter engaging on my motorcycle. Now, my son Bladen was 2 at this time. So I run upstairs and I open up the garage door. And as I look, there's Bladen. He climbed up the side of my bike, was standing on my tanks. I have 18-inch risers on my bike. Bladen had his left hand gripping that handlebar. I never noticed him paying attention to how I started this bike. He wanted to go for a ride so bad, he was going to take himself for a ride. So he turned the ignition switch on and he was hitting the start button. And I just went, oh my God. So I ran up, I'm like, Bladen, no. So I grabbed him off the bike. Ever since then, I locked the bike up. Even if I'm a foot away from it, it's locked. However, I couldn't think of a better tribute than to include that into the organization. So there's a motorcycle membership attachment, equine therapy, International Star Registry, group meetings, group support, and once again, just that huge volume of support between civilians Gold Star families, veterans, and any and all emergency responders. This design that we have benefits everybody. Nobody is left behind. Nobody is left out. The best way to help us move forward is to become involved to whatever capacity, donation, investment, support. Reach out anytime to the Martyred Angels Foundation, and we would love to have you involved. Thank you.
I started my business after being in a bad relationship, a really bad relationship. And what I learned after finally being able to recover from that bad relationship is that I didn't know the early signs of dating abuse. And people need to know the early signs of dating abuse so they do not get involved in that kind of relationship. And so that's why I started my business, to help others, prevent them from going through a relationship like I did. Quite simply. My business is going out into schools, high schools, actually anywhere, community events, and talking to people, educating people on how to recognize the early signs of dating abuse, how to see if they're in a healthy relationship or not, safe online. In all, it's a big business about education and helping people have healthy relationships throughout their lifetime, starting at the very beginning when they're youth. So starting the business as an education platform and giving people a chance to experience healthy relationships versus getting into toxic ones and not knowing how to get out as well. So giving them also the resources to get out of those relationships. The company is headed bigger and to reach more meet the masses. Right now I'm one speaker, so I do things on social media. Currently I go on podcasts, I go to community organizations and kind of spread the word that way. Where we're headed is getting just to grow. Looking at putting out a book so people can read the book wherever they're at. Also looking at creating the podcast. We have a podcast in the making, ready to go, but reaching people where they're at online, in their cars, wherever they're going to be at, we want to be at, and be able to provide education to to meet them versus having to seek me out so much. It should be out there easily to obtain the information. We're getting to as many people as we can locally, and my biggest thing is word of mouth. So I tell a story that a lot of people remember the story because it's one you remember, and so people talk about it, and getting people talking, and then they talk to somebody else and someone else talks to another person is making it grow. The hope is that by expanding and reaching people outside the local area, that we'll have the conversation going nationwide, maybe even worldwide one day, and we'll be able to help people refrain from being in toxic or unhealthy relationships and avoid violence and abuse. So that's our hope, is to make the world a better place by decreasing violence in relationships, starting young, all the way throughout your lifetime.
So I started my business, Long Island Tech Force, because a lot of MSPs out there, which are managed service providers, they really go after, the larger corporations and larger businesses. At Long Island Tech Force, we really pride ourselves on going after nonprofits and helping out, solopreneurs and entrepreneurs. So that they can get the help that they need at an affordable rate, where they're not being charged tens of thousands of dollars for stuff that a lot of times they don't even realize they don't need. So one thing that we really do, we really focus on what the client needs, and then we create a custom quote for them. And that's why I created my business, making sure that we're doing the right thing. So I started my business, Long Island Tech Force, because a lot of MSPs out there, which are managed service providers, they really go after, the larger corporations and larger businesses. At Long Island Tech Force, we really pride ourselves on going after nonprofits and helping out, solopreneurs and entrepreneurs. So that they can get the help that they need at an affordable rate where they're not being charged tens of thousands of dollars for stuff that a lot of times they don't even realize they don't need. So one thing that we really focus on what the client needs, and then we create a custom quote for them. And that's why I created my business, making sure that we're doing the right thing and helping out the little guy. Okay, so my business is, again, Long Island Tech Force and also Phoenix Backups, but we're rolling them into one. And Long Island Tech Force is a managed service provider that provides the full range of IT services to the businesses that I mentioned, and any other businesses that also need IT help. We handle from help desk where you call us up where there's a problem that you need help with, all the way up to cybersecurity and making sure that your devices and your network are secure and that everything is backed up in case the worst happens to it. What I really want to focus on is just being able to bring on more of those clients that I mentioned, the nonprofits, CPAs, law offices, medical offices, and also those that are, solopreneurs or entrepreneurs. I feel like really, again, they get left out a lot. So I really want to spend the next 1 to 3 years doing what I can to help them. Yeah, so the answer to your question the way I was originally thinking of it is that right now I signed on an intern where we're helping this intern learn the IT field, because they're very, very interested in cybersecurity and stuff, and really being able to give them the exposure.
We'd like to make sure that if you see a video of somebody that you want to get a hold of, please, in the comments, reach out to me. Say, hey, how can I get a hold of that guy? How can I get a hold of that lady? I'd like to learn more about dating tips with Meg and what kind of relationship she was in, and what are some of the things that she experienced with her bad dating experience, and now she started this nonprofit to help people. How can I get a hold of her? How can I get a hold of John Vogels? Look, that story about Bladen starting the motorcycle, I can't help, when we were recording that, you don't see me on camera, but I was rolling on the floor laughing my ass off. I really was. But then you have that realization that, wait, I'm laughing, and unfortunately that young man is gone. That little boy, in which he wouldn't have been a little boy now, he would have been a young adult. But he's passed on. And John and Teresa and Raven have built Martyred Angels again to really take and really make a difference for people. It really puts a lot of things into perspective. It really takes and it really changes. It changes your vision of what's out there. And again, this is the reason why we are here. This is the reason why we're doing what we're doing. Not just myself. I'm nothing without these people that you're seeing today. My company is nothing without these people that you're seeing today. They've all got the wonderful, wonderful stories that we're able to share with you today. They've taken things in life tragedies in life. They've taken just unbelievable stories and turned them into things to try to help people. And again, we're looking for you to join us. We're looking for you to help us. We're also looking for you to help us get the mobile app on iOS. We need to do this. It's got an upfront cost, and it's a little more than I've got in my pocket right now. So if you could help us today by making a donation of any size, it would be greatly appreciated. Right there is the QR code. Just scan that. Help us in any way possible. We would like to get our app in your hands. This app has many, many, many different features, and you're going to be able to see it, and you'll be able to see it a lot quicker if we can get people to help us by donating a couple bucks. The QR code up in the corner is the way that you can donate to us. I also want to welcome one of the young men, and hopefully the other ones will, hopefully we'll be hearing from them soon. Well, one of the young men, the leader of the project, Michael, he has volunteered to stay on with Community Pay It Forward to help us out, to help us maintain the app. As the founder of Community Pay It Forward, Michael, I'm going to tell you something. I am filled with pride that you see our mission and that you want to be involved. And I thank you for being part of what we're doing. So please join with me welcoming Michael to the Community Pay It Forward program, to the Community Pay It Forward family. You'll be learning more about him in the upcoming days, but we're going to continue. And once again, we could not be doing this without a couple people who are helping us as sponsors.
Hi, my name's Kim Poche, owner and founder of Inside and Out Pet Care. I always had a love of animals, never grew up with any animals. So when I had the first opportunity to take care of animals, and through a friend's daughter, I learned how to start the pet sitting business. So I invested $1,000 in myself and made a little money. So that's how it stuck. Business is Inside and Out Pet Care. We take care of your inside pets and your outside pets. So that's from reptiles to rodents, mostly cats and dogs and the farm animals. So we have services for all pets. A long time ago when I started my business, I had a man he always found a dog boarding facility and then took him 2 hours to catch his 3 cats to get him to a cat facility. So he loved the option that he could keep all his pets at home, and we just come in and take care of them. So the cats that wanted to go outside got that option. The dog got to sniff around on his property. Other services that we provide are with the farms, many rescue farms, like with horses or chickens, ducks, goats. We just take care of all your animals because you need a break too for vacation. And we have the dedicated pet providers that know how to take care of specific animals. And we go beyond and above and beyond the care of your pets. They end up being a family member of ours too. Inside and Out Pet Care has been in business for 10 years. Finding help was another issue we had. So I became involved in the youth organizations through the schools with work for learning. And it also started on the state level too. So our future is with the youngsters wanting to learn how to take care of animals, and I am willing to teach them how to do that. It's all about the pets, and it's an entry-level job. And if they want to move up into the business, they can do it that way. Last year, in 2024, through a networking mom, her daughter wanted to learn how to groom. So between her and I, we got the child set up for grooming. Now we're just teaching her on the job on how to do that. So I'm exposing her to many different options where she could go for this grooming. And, you know, as a 16, 17-year-old, you don't really know what you want to do. But if you have a love of pets, that's the biggest challenge. My vision for Inside and Out Pet Care is to become one of the largest pet sitters in northern Colorado, and maybe in the state of Colorado. And who knows, maybe it might be nationwide, but it's just one step at a time. The specific clients that we are looking for are the people that think their pets are their world. We go above and beyond just the care, not just the care of your pets, but it's also your home. Have you ever thought about who you're actually letting into your home? We are insured, bondable. We have the dedication. We think about outside the box, what's best for the pet and what's best for the home. So that's how we've grown this business, and we're in the growth mode, and that's what I would like to see in at least the next 5 years. The business pays it forward with one family at a time. Word of mouth is the best advertisement from our existing clients who refer us in God's grace to lead us to the towns and cities that I would never consider that I would be in at this point. I thank my friends that have been keeping me employed for their pets and the referrals. The better tomorrow comes with the care of the pets and being excited to see their provider, when we come by and their humans are home and the pets are overexcited to see their pet sitter, that's the most joy that I get. And I'm paying it forward. We've also teamed up with Zach a few years on and off, and always try to accommodate his causes.
I first started my business 14 years ago when my mother was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and it had me looking at cause and effect of how food affects our overall health. And the more I dug into that, the more surprised I was by what I was finding out. But not just what I was finding out, but the fact that you really have to dig for the information. It wasn't readily available to me. And that got me started in helping to educate people. My business is Blue Jeans and Berries. I am a holistic health and nutrition coach. While I focus on nutrition, I also focus on all aspects of healthy living. I help to educate and guide busy people to the correct answers so that you can live a healthier life. You can eat better, move better, sleep better, manage your stress better, and live with more vibrancy. And Berries is looking into the future and looking into what will land with anybody and everybody to make learning easy, because making healthy choices and changes does require some learning. So on top of the one-on-one coaching and group coaching that we currently offer, I am creating some digital courses that will allow you to move at your own speed, go through the courses. You can backtrack and repeat if you need to, but also there's no shame involved. You're not having to confess anything to me or anybody else, just to yourself. So it will make it more accessible. And I think that that's what's really important, is making healthy choices easy and accessible to people, and having that knowledge accessible. Look at paying it forward today is helping you change your habits today so that you can live a healthier life tomorrow.
So the reason I started my business is because I myself wasn't completely satisfied with my interior design career that I had for 10 plus years. I was working for top high-end interior design firms that design high-end residences and hotels, and I was at the burned out state. And when the pandemic hit, I got laid off. And at that time, I did not feel like I have any energy left in me to put another resume together and to basically apply for a new job just to experience a burnout again. So what I did is I went through a self-discovery process where I now take my clients through, that I really tried hard to figure out what is my talent, what is my skills, and what is my value. And when I found the answer, and I have realized that I didn't want to become famous or well-known or recognized for what I accomplished in terms of my interior design side of things. I realized what I want to do, and I wanted to do always since I was a kid, is to somehow be helpful to others and make a direct impact in other people's life. So I asked myself a question one day, like, why do I wake up in the morning? And I realized if somebody needed my help, I will be jumping out of bed. So then one day, actually, as I was waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, I heard a crisp and clear voice. I call it, the voice from the divine and from God, whatever you call your higher power. That it's a calling for me. And the voice went, how about considering becoming a life coach? And that basically started my whole journey and how I started to found my business, SC Coaching Group, because immediately I came across an institute called Life Purpose Institute, which I was in the process of looking for my own life purpose. And after I got certified as a life coach over there, I realized my life purpose is to help others finding their life purpose by going through the exact process I took myself through. And therefore, I started my business, SC Coaching Group, and the slogan, Seek to Change, See the Change, is because I realized that the person has to be the one who wants to change. And I cannot ask anyone to make a change when they're not ready. So therefore, this is the foundation and the root of the thought process before I officially start my business. And I realized that this business now really start to bring me the fulfillment I need. And I have a mission to help people end job misery and connect them to their vocation so they can wake up to their divinity and realize that they have the unique talent, skills, passion, and value to share with the world. Great question. What is my business? I consider my business have a great potential to grow to something even bigger than how I started. I launched a signature program called the Confident Program. It's a 90-day program to take people from feeling stuck to create a dream career by going through that self-discovery process that I mentioned earlier. But then I also continue to grow as a person and continue to see how else I can help with the world. I got certified as a relationship coach as well. And this year I collaborate with 2 other coaches, a health coach and a finance coach. And we launched a program called Life Alignment Mastery Program, where we help people find alignment, fulfillment, and happiness in career, relationship, health, and finance. We want people to not only be okay with their life, but we want people to love their life. And in order to love their life, these 4 key areas need to work out. So I think what makes SC Coaching Group different is that we are not limited to one type of coaching. People come to us, they can get help in all these 4 key areas. And as I grow, as the business grows, I will continue connect with more coaches who can help maybe in the mental health world and the spiritual coaching world. I think the reason I started the business with the name SC Coaching Group is to have the vision that eventually I will have a team of coaches. And therefore, this is going to be a very different environment when people come across SC Coaching Group, is that you don't have to go find help elsewhere for other areas that doesn't work out for you. If let's say you come to me for career coaching and you realize that your finance needs attention or your health needs attention or even the relationship part, we can take care of you at SC Coaching Group. Where SC Coaching Group is headed is that it's gonna expand its coaching categories and a team of coaches. Right now, I have a team of 3, me, the career relationship coach, a health coach, and a finance coach. I want to add a spiritual coach, a mental health coach, mindset coach. I want to continue to grow and expand as I come across the right people. And I want to grow this business to be a place for people to start their path to fulfillment, no matter what doesn't work in their life. when they come to SC Coaching Group, it will start to have clarity. Clarity is my superpower, and I want to bring clarity in all different areas to people's life. So in terms of a short-term goal, I think the short-term goal is I am really currently focusing on promoting the Life Alignment Mastery Program and trying to get some graduates, and so I can expand afterwards. What I can help you guys today is, I think the first step, how I started helping myself change my life, is asking the question, what do I need to change today so my tomorrow looks different? I remember when I was really trying to figure out what's my next step, I really started to ask myself, like, what needs to be different today? What areas of my life currently needs the most attention? And of course, at that time, it was career. And when I have that awareness, I realized that I do not want to repeat the career the way it was. It needs to change to something completely different. And that is the first step that is needed for me to get on the journey of even want to know what's next. Because you have to first realize that you are not okay with your situation. So now I want to invite each one of you to think about, you take this moment to think about the question, what areas of my life currently I am not satisfied with? If you are settling, that could be the area that needs the attention. If you love this area and it works out great, then wonderful. So to take a moment to just reflect on, especially the 4 key areas of life: career, relationships, health, and finance. Which of these 4 areas currently are not working out for me or not working out as well as I would like to? So I'll leave you with that question, and when you start to find the answers, changes will start happening to you. And if you seek to change, you will see the change. And if you want to further get help from me, I have a website. It's just my business name, sccoachinggroup.life. It's sccoachinggroup.life. And I will be happy to have a conversation with you and see how I can help you further.
I'm Zach Clayton with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. We are proud to introduce our mission partners, the nonprofit organizations, support groups, and causes that inspire us to do more and better things every day. These are the hearts behind the mission. These families, the people, and programs we stand beside to create a lasting change. In this special Spotlight series, we've invited each of our mission partners to answer 4 powerful questions. Why did I start my organization? What is my organization? Where is my organization headed? And how can I pay it forward today for a better tomorrow? These stories are about purpose and action, real people doing incredible things, and the community that they need to help lift them up. It is our hope that you will listen, connect, and share. Because when we support each other's missions, we build stronger communities together. And utilizing our great giving partners, there's never been an easier way to support these wonderful missions. Now it's time. Let's meet the difference makers. Let's meet the Community Pay It Forward mission partners.
I started the Aziza Project because I had suffered with complex gynecologic pain for more than a decade, and I didn't want any other woman to suffer the way that I had suffered, whether that was physical pain, whether that was being gaslit by providers, whether that was not having the financial resources to access the kind of care that I needed. So I started this organization to help others access that care. The Aziza Project is an organization that offers funding to women who are suffering from complex gynecologic pain so that they can see a provider who has the knowledge, training, and compassion to figure out what's going on and come at it from a trauma-informed perspective. So we don't risk our clients being gaslit by another medical provider. The first thing that we pay for is a virtual consultation so that they have a chance to talk to the doctor and see, okay, can I get some education on what might be going on with my body? And do I like this provider? Is this somebody that I'd like to see in person? If they would like to see the provider in person, then the next thing we cover is their travel expenses. We for them and a companion so that they can actually go and see the doctor in person. Because I know that if we didn't cover the travel expenses, that would end up going on a credit card at like 29.99%, and I didn't want that. So we're covering the travel expenses. And then we cover the costs for their in-person appointments. New patient appointments can run anywhere between $500 and $750. And so we cover that so that they don't have to. We also cover, if they need some surgical care, we'll cover that as well. The Aziza Project's goal right now is to get 12 donors giving monthly at $28 a month, because this will allow us to fund one of those virtual consultations each month. So at a minimum, that's 12 women who've gotten hope in a year's time. And then hopefully we'll just continue to grow from there. And as we grow, we'll be able to cover more and more services for the women who are finding us and looking for help getting to these appointments and getting the care they need. The project is working on getting that funding going so that we can help a patient or client in the future so that her life is better. And the thing that I love about the Aziza Project is we're not just helping women feel better and then, letting them get on with their lives, because they haven't been living their lives. But we actually can, by helping them solve their physical pain, we also play a role in helping with their economic pain, their relational pain, and stuff like that, so that they can go from, sitting on the couch all day, not feeling good, being in pain, being in bed most of the day, to being productive members of society. Not saying that people who are in bed and stuff like that are not being productive members of society, but there is a part to being able to support your family financially, to be able to get together with friends for brunch and stuff like that, that we're able to impact their tomorrow.
Why did I start my business? You know, my mom and my sister were killed by a drunk driver when I was 3 years old. And I went through a lot of different things in my life that I don't want anyone else to have to go through. So literally, the reason I started it is to save lives and stop others from hurting like I did. What is my business? Business is called CARES Foundation, named after my mom and my sister. K-A-R-E. My mom's name was Karen and my sister was Shelly. That's where the S is. So K-A-R-E-S and then foundation. What I do is I go around and I talk to kids all over the country about what I went through. And then we also have a camp called Camp Cares that we help kids that have been affected by drugs and alcohol and or veterans, kids have been affected by suicide. As well as we're developing a program called Kids Life Program. Would love to tell you guys about it. It's an exciting thing happening. And yeah, that's what we do. And we just love helping others and also to encourage others to help others. You know, it's all about helping each other. And if you have a chance in a day to let a car merge in front of you, do something good for someone each day. So where is CARES Foundation headed in 1 year? I really would like to have our Kids Life program developed and have a workbook and be able to go take that across the country and help kids that are needing those life skills that we're going to teach them, and then also to help them dream for the future and know that there is something out there, and then to continue speaking across the country. That's where I see CARES Foundation and just building and growing. And you know what? Who knows? You know, wherever God leads us, really. So what would I see something as far as success for CARES Foundation? What I really see, if I can wave that magic wand, would be to lower the death rate of suicide, not only suicide, but alcoholism, drunk driving, deaths. If we could have an impact on that, oh man, it would be so wonderful. And saving lives, it's what it's about. I've always said, if I could save one life, CARES Foundation has done what it's done. And you know, I've had 2 people come and tell me that I've already made an impact in their life. And so that magic wand is, I could just be boom, everywhere all at once.
So the question is, why did I start my business? I was widowed when I was young. My husband died in a motorcycle accident at the age of 24. We had 2 little girls, 1 and 3. And what I learned the hard way is that we did not know that our ability to go out and earn an income was our greatest asset and should have been protected first and foremost. Now, nobody wakes up at 24 and thinks I'm going to die today. But had we known then what I know now, my husband should have been insured for $1.6 million, not the $20,000 that he was insured for. Had I known that then, our lives would have been completely different. And so I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can to change their lives financially, and also in doing so, improve their lives mentally, improve their health. Just imagine if you knew you had financial freedom waiting for you, what that would do for your psyche, what that would do for your outlook on life. And I routinely turn my clients into multimillionaires. And just using very simple steps, maybe you have money sitting over here, let's just put it over here and watch it grow exponentially. So I take the complex world of finance and make it simple, make it straightforward, make it understandable. And unlike the study where it said that working with a financial professional or meeting with one, people would rather have a root canal, I promise that it will be enjoyable. We'll probably laugh, and worst case scenario, even if we don't do business, I will find some way to connect you or refer you, or maybe I want to buy whatever you have to offer. But the only way that we can do that is if you go right above my head and go on thefinanciallion.com/schedule and get on my calendar. My business is about helping people financially throughout their whole entire lives. So as I mentioned before, the reason I got into my business was because I was widowed young and learned the hard way that we were our most valuable assets and should have been protected. But with Americans drowning in debt and just trying to live month to month, you're not thinking 5, 10, 20 years down the road or thinking about financial freedom. You probably think that financial freedom could never be yours. But I have a way to get you out of debt in record time without you changing your budget or lifestyle, while saving you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in the process. And this is phenomenal. There's no better feeling than I love that when I see my clients grinning ear to ear, because instead of paying off their mortgage in 25 years or all their credit cards, they're going to be debt free in 4.1 years, and they're going to build millions of dollars in wealth now that they don't have that debt. So I stay with you throughout your life. So now maybe you're married, you have student loans, you have a mortgage, let's get that paid off. Now we can create wealth to make it grow exponentially and turn you into the next multimillionaire and create a legacy, not only for your children, but for your grandchildren to come. The goals for my company that I have for the next 1 to 3 years is, number one, I want to create as many millionaires as I possibly can. I really want to end generational poverty. I always say, if you own a car, you have to have car insurance in case you get in an accident. If you own a home, you have to have homeowners insurance in case your house burns down. But we're all going to die. So why life insurance is not mandatory is really beyond me, because we could end poverty in 1 generation, provided that we teach the kids financial literacy and what to do with that money so that it carries on to the next generation. What I'd also like to do, one of my goals is I want to have a national television show. I currently have a TV, radio, and podcast called Wealth and Wisdom that airs on Roku and Amazon Fire and iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you like to watch your podcasts. I would like to create a national platform where I can really use that show, because what the show is about is getting rid of the locks, the blocks, the mindsets, the self-sabotage, all of the limiting beliefs, so that my audience can heal, grow, and thrive and be truly wealthy in every area of life, mentally, physically, financially, relationally. And of course, financially, I am the financial lion after all. And what I want to do with all of that is really, a rising tide lifts all boats. I really want to lift people up and get them to know that they are worthy, that you do deserve to have wealth in every area of your life, and get rid of that mindset that keeps you stuck where you are, living paycheck to paycheck or month to month. Life is more about that. And it's more than just the number of zeros in your bank account. It's really the quality of your life. And I'm also working on a 6-part mini TV series highlighting nonprofits so that we can increase their reach, their impact, and their fundraising. So I would love to see that just be wildly successful, and then pitch that to Netflix or perhaps Apple TV, so we can also lift up the nonprofits and all the unsung heroes that are there battling on the front lines to make others' lives better. So how can I pay it forward today for a better tomorrow? I will tell you exactly how I can: by smiling at people, by being kind to people, by, if I go to the grocery store, compliment a woman on her outfit or whatever it might be. That, a smile disarms most enemies, and it's absolutely free to give. So that is a very simple way to pay it forward. Another way that I pay it forward is 10% or more of everything I make goes to fight sex trafficking. I am on a mission. I want to rescue not just thousands, but tens of thousands. There are 21 million enslaved right now in this modern age. So that is how I do my best to pay it forward. And coming alongside wonderful people like Zach Clayton and other people that care and have a heart to care for the brokenhearted, for the ones that have gone through trauma, for our vets that are homeless, all of those things. Those are things that every one of us can make a difference. And if you just save one life, it's as if you saved the entire world. So how many worlds could we join hands to save together?
My name is Alan Holmes, Master Connector. Why did I start my business? I started my business simply because I know that there was a time that so much information is out there, online, offline, sideline, and I wanted to actually give a human connection to it, to let everyone know that there is someone behind the IP address, behind the phone number. So much in this time is where all with AI and various things, which although I use myself, but as a master connector, as my slogan goes, community is the essence of business, and I'm the master connector for building it. What is my business? Each one of us as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, asks that questions and they have time to order. My business is actually simply providing a passion for connecting your business. I am a master connector, so without your business, without your organization, your dream, your project, your nonprofit, I have no business. I am an affiliate marketer or a strategic alliance partner for various different resources. They go on and on, so it's too many to attest, but that is my business. It is simply being in collaborating, connecting, and networking your business, your dream, your vision, your passion. Where's my company or my group of resources or companies offers going? Oh, the sky's the limit. It is based on, again, the people that I meet, the dreams that are vision. And a year from now, my goal would love to be the inspirational for your vision, your idea to maybe build a dream inspirational center, a podcast, a documentary, a book, a movie. The skies of possibilities and the end are endless. How can I be of service to you is my question. What can I do today to help a better tomorrow is simply this. Visit either my services. When I say my services, my strategic partner services, like you may know, he didn't ask me, it's community paying forward, a nonprofit, a business owner, a veteran, those with a disability, or someone is not so much about business. Just check in with folks, make sure. I literally right before this talked to my associate who's in Alabama, and there's a great storm is coming in. So I'm praying for his family and all of those in the back east in California. We have to check in with each other because sometimes it's not about business, it's about checking in on folks, and that'll lead to a better tomorrow. But it starts with, and of course I'll end with this. Anybody knows me, love the kids. take sure and make sure that the children are taken care of, and making sure we're kinder to one another, love one another, and make sure you reach out and just say, I'm here for you. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Philip Agrios, self-sabotage specialist, business consultant, international speaker, and best-selling author. I started my business because life gave me more than a few wake-up calls. I lost my father to brain cancer. I became the sole caretaker for my mother for 7 years until she passed. I went through a painful divorce, faced financial collapse a few times, battled a chronic illness that forced me to shut down my successful healthcare center, along with so many other traumatic events. One of the most heartbreaking moments of my life was when one of my daughters nearly took her own life. Now, through those deeply painful experiences, I made a life-changing discovery. I uncovered a biological trait that every human is born with, one that causes us to unconsciously sabotage our own success. But I also discovered a way to switch it off instantly. And that realization became my mission, to help others stop sabotaging themselves and reclaim their power. So I help business owners, executives, sales professionals, and everyday individuals who feel stuck in order for them to break free from self-sabotage using my signature method, the T-Now method. It empowers people to overcome the hidden patterns that block their success, whether it's in business, relationships, health, and personal growth, and guides them to take back control of their own lives. And we have helped many PTSD veterans neutralize many of their episodes to start living more productive lives, professionally and personally. My mission is to impact over 5 million lives by 2030. I'm building a global movement through my membership community, group coaching programs, speaking engagements, and corporate partnerships. So the goal is really simple. It's to help people realize they don't need to be fixed. They need to just understand the biology behind their self-sabotage and how to transcend it immediately. I pay it forward by sharing what I've learned through my own journey, from the darkest moments to the breakthroughs. Now, whether it's through free trainings, genuine conversations, or empowering someone to rise when they feel stuck, I believe every small act creates a ripple. If we each just take one step to lift someone else today, we shape a better, more connected tomorrow. So I just want to thank you for being a part of the Global Pay It Forward Day, and together we truly can do anything. Thanks.
Your business is your American dream, but today opening your doors comes with tough questions. Will customers walk in? Can I stock the shelves with what they need? Can I afford salaries? And how do I compete with the big box store down the road? That is exactly why we created Community Pay It Forward. Because in hard times, we need stronger communities led by people with bigger hearts. Our Shop, Click, and Pick program makes it simple. Every purchase at a participating small business supports a cause you care about. You shop, others thrive. Even when money is tight, you can still make a huge difference. You're not just shopping, you're supporting families, nonprofits, and your neighbors. That's the power of community. That's the power of the Community Pay It Forward family. When you join the Community Pay It Forward family, you will be seen, you will be remembered, and you will be a hero for people in need everywhere. You, your business, and community pay it forward. Because no one needs to go it alone. When we all
Hi, I'm Tanya, the founder of Smart Virtual Solution. I'm a marketing and automation strategist. I help business owners untangle their marketing, simplify their follow-up, and build systems that support growth without burning them out. Why I started my business. I come from a background where I was always the one behind the scenes, solving problems, connecting the dots, and making things work. Along the way, I saw so many incredible service providers getting stuck, not because they weren't good at what they do, but because marketing felt hard, follow-up felt messy, and nothing seemed to fit together. They were trying to do everything on their own. Post, follow-up, respond, sell, take care of their clients, and it was exhausting them. I realized I could take what I've learned and help people stop spinning their wheels, to simplify the way that they show up and serve their clients well, and grows a business that actually fits them. And that's why I started Smart Virtual Solution. Not just to build systems, but to help people build clarity and momentum. Smart Virtual Solution is about giving service-based business owners the clarity, strategy, and systems they need to move forward with confidence, without getting buried in complexity or tech overwhelm. Sometimes that means mapping out a marketing plan that actually makes sense for your business. Sometimes it means setting up automations that save time and follow-up when you can't. Sometimes it's having a clear, focused conversation that gets you out of your head and into action. I don't believe in one-size-fits-all systems. We're doing everything all at once. Smart Virtual Solution is about doing the right things at the right time and making those things easier to manage, repeat, and grow from. Whether we're building something from scratch or cleaning up something that's been duct taped together, the goal is the same: a business that runs smarter, feels better, and gives you back your time. So where am I headed? My goal is to help more business owners grow in a way that feels clear, supported, and doable, not overwhelming. Through strategy sessions, smart automations, and community support, I'm building a space where service providers don't just get tools, they get systems that actually work for them. I want to be the person they turn to when they say, I know what I want to build, I just need help connecting the pieces. And I want the next step to feel lighter for you, not heavy. I believe a way to pay it forward is to share what I've learned with honesty and practical support. Whether that's through a strategic power hour, free resource, a simple automation tip, or listening to someone talk through their ideas, I show up so others don't have to figure it out alone. If I can help someone simplify one thing in their business today, they'll be in a stronger place tomorrow to be able to pay it forward to someone else. If you're building something good and just need a little help connecting the dots, I'd love to chat. You don't have to figure it out alone. My name is Tanya Block-Rusin with Smart Virtual Solution, and I really am here to help.
Well, good day, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Why did I start my business? Well, it's kind of obviously, this right here is when I met my new wife, she transformed me into Santa Claus, and literally it has changed my world and changed my life. And what a feeling it is to be able to share some happiness and create some smiles for some people that might not have a reason to smile. My business. My business has transformed. It started out as a traditional Santa, doing the home visits, daycares, businesses. And then when I got laid off the truck driving job, I took it to the online version. Still doing the in-person stuff, but now the online stuff is opened up some doors to so many different things, and worldwide, which I would have never have thought, never have dreamed that was even a reality. So it has opened the doors to not only meeting some incredible people all around the world, but I get to share some smiles and some happiness, and have created some new ideas that provide many happy memories for families and business. Here's the moon, I hope. I mean, the sleigh flies pretty high in the sky as it is, but you know, and the reality of it is, the way I'm going now, and the reach I'm reaching all around this world, it's very interesting that I am able to communicate with people all around the world and share happiness. So where's it going? Don't know, but it's going upwards, and it's going to be more positive each day to create happiness around the world. All right, folks, how can I pay it forward? Well, you know, it's amazing the people that I run into, how many people don't have a reason to smile. So I can get out of a car, walk around the corner, get into a meeting, and I make people smile. And my other website is the Warriors Beacon of Hope. That one is 10 times the reason and the cause, because our veterans and our soldiers definitely some days, most days, don't have a reason to smile. So I've created another whole website called the Warriors Beacon of Hope, where I'm going to create a nationwide list of services to help our veterans get off the I'm on the waiting list idea. And if we can project a more positive way to help our veterans, that is a definite win for not only me, but for you and our wonderful veterans.
Z-World Webs and Community Pay It Forward present Gifts So Good. Join us in fighting against animal cruelty prevention this April. Every purchase supports an animal care program. If you run a care program, let us share your story. Simply schedule a meeting today. Support our initiative. Scan this code, shop for your pet, and help the animals in need all month long.
I started my business because I wanted to honor the legacy of a dear friend of mine named Julie. When we were 14 years old, we were both kidnapped and we were raped. And along that path of recovery, Julie never, ever recovered. And essentially that night that we were taken when we were 14, she died. It just took 37 years of her abusing her body and herself with drugs and alcohol for her to actually physically pass away. And when that happened, my life shifted and I started to really take a deep, hard look at the legacy I was leaving behind for my family and the honor of what I wanted to do to help Julie's life not die in vain. Business is all about helping people to recognize the subconscious programming that they have been given throughout their life. Whether it was from trauma that happened to them, whether it's from our education system, society, or our parents, we are given programs and we are taught conditioned responses on how we should, quote, behave, and how we should show up in the world, and how we need to behave. It's basically taking somebody and putting them in a box. We as humans are not designed to be in a box. We are each unique, and those subconscious programs guide your decisions. And so I help people recognize those subconscious thoughts and those conditioned responses that do not belong to them, that do not serve them. And I help teach them how to reset those thoughts and those conditioned responses. It's for my company to reach as many people as I possibly can. We are all uniquely us, and to help people become their authentic self, that's really my goal. I just want to reach more people. Journey is all about allowing people to be themselves. And when I get the honor of being able to help teach people how to reset these thoughts that they're having that don't belong to them, that don't serve them, and I get to teach them how to reset those within themselves. The truth is, you and only you have the answers. I do not. I get to help guide you into trusting and believing what your body is telling you, and teaching you the tool to reset those that are no longer of service, that keep you stuck and not thriving in life. And you deserve that. You deserve to be free, and you deserve to be authentically you. No box required.
You know, it's kind of funny. The one thing that I've noticed about all these videos, and thank you for joining us on the Global Day Global Pay It Forward Day, not the Global Community Pay It Forward Day. Even though we're going to call it the Global Community Pay It Forward Day, we have been listening to many of our partners. There are so many more, and we want you to join our program. And it's very simple, folks. All you have to do is sign up. Right now, we have a free program. We tell your story. You come in. You tell us, hey, I want to make a difference. I want my business to be part of the great things you are doing at Community Pay It Forward. I want my company to be there for people who need help. You simply go to communitypayitforward.us. Up in the little search area right here, add the word add listing. It's going to pop up as soon as you start typing add listing. Okay, you click on that. And then it's going to take and it's going to go to the add the profile picture. You pick what partner you want. You get a basic program with the Freedom Partner. Okay, there's not much there. But I don't care if you are a Freedom Partner or if you're a Platinum Partner. Our job is to make sure that people can see you. You've seen everyone so far today, from Freedom Partners 2 platinum partners. You've seen them all. None of them are more important than the other ones. None of them, in my eyes, are more important than the other ones. The difference is that some of them, they get a little bit more with their package. Every package is different. Every package has a little more bump. You know, we do some things. You can have a wonderful part of our podcast channel. You can have other things when you come alongside us in a gold or platinum package, to where you can share your message with everybody. You can do that, and all you got to do is join us in a gold or platinum package. If you just want to get your feet wet and you want to make sure that your business is doing good in the community, you're just now getting started and you want to make sure that you are able to help people, start up in a freedom or a silver package. The silver package, folks, costs $150. Not a month, not a week, $150 for a year, for 1 full year. $150 gets you in front of people, and it gets you a little bit more than you get with the freedom package. Okay? Our goal is to make a difference. We cannot make a difference without your help. So we ask you to please come along with us in making that difference happen. We are this close to having the app released on Google, the Google Play Store. We are so very close. We are within, conservatively, we're going to say days. Would you go away? We are days away from being on the Google platform. iOS, we still need a little bit of help, and that's what the QR code up in the corner can do. We're going to ask you, please help us. If you can donate $1, well, a little more than $1, I guess. It's really not worth it if you run your card for $1. Not that it's not worth it, but you know what? It's going to cost us more. Matter of fact, it might even cost you more to put $1 in than it costs to than anything else. So, you know, $5, whatever. Any donation helps. That's with most of the things that you've seen today. Like any of these nonprofits that you've heard from today. A $5 donation, you know what? A $5 donation to a large organization doesn't mean a thing to them. They're going to sit there and they're going to say, yeah, you know, your $5 donation means the world. You know what? They spend more than that on the tea for their $100,000 commercials. Your $5 donation for one of the nonprofits that we've shown you today, that can actually go towards helping someone. One of the other things that you have an advantage of when you get to learn about some of the nonprofits that we work with. You know, these are great places that you can introduce, you know, some of your friends to if they want to write a check to a nonprofit in the community for a tax write-off. You can say, hey, whoa, before you give it to big name organizations here, let's go to Community Pay It Forward. See if there's somebody local that we can help. See if there's somebody who touches your heart, who touches your mind. You need to remember, we've played a couple of the nonprofits here. We have so many more that were not listed here today, that weren't with us today. They will be here hopefully next year. The majority of them will be here for next year. As a matter of fact, just to let you know, if you join the program, this video is going to be, you're going to make one of these videos with us. These videos are going to be on the playlist. People are going to be able to come and see who you are. Tell a little bit about your story. That way they can continue to shop with confidence on who you are. We're asking you to make a difference. This is where every purchase sparks hope and acts of kindness. Very simple. You make a sale, together we make a donation. Your customer decides where that money's going. Whether it's nonprofits, whether that's our heroes, both country or community, whether that's our kids trying to raise money for school, church, club activities. Families in need. Whether you're a startup business who's just trying to get ahead, this is a way, an economic way, that you can make a difference for people. We are right near the end of this program. Which is actually kind of sad for me, to be honest with you. But I do want to make sure that we say thank you to our great sponsors. Mr. Alan Holmes, you've seen this video a couple times. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it so much. Inside and Out Pet Care. Thank you, Kim. It was great to hear from you again. I love talking to you. Z World Webs. Look, we'd be nowhere without Z World Webs. We truly would be nowhere without Z World Webs. He is a unbelievable webmaster, and I know he hates it when I call him that, but he's also such a great sounding board, because there's times that I go and I want to go in a weird direction, and Z is able to take and pull me back from the edge and go, "You really thought about this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I thought." "Oh no, I haven't thought about this." So he's probably saved my butt more than once. Les Simpson, you guys, Les, he's been through a lot of stuff. Healthcare items to, shopping with discount shopping, to now this wonderful program, which I am part of. It's a sales program that teaches you how to learn. It focuses on how you can learn more and share it and use that to get other people to understand what you're doing. How many times do you think you've lost a sale because what you're saying is confusing the hell out of your customer? And I will tell you, very often. I know that when I sit down and I talk to certain people about the Community Pay It Forward program, a lot of times there are people who look at me like I'm wearing the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil monkey heads. They don't understand they understand what I'm trying to do, but they don't understand how I'm doing it. The school program is teaching me how to present what we're doing in a better light, in a more intelligible, in a more intellectual light. So, Les, brother, thank you so very much for everything. Rewired for Men, a new program that we've just got started with, and you're going to be seeing from him here in just a couple of minutes. He's been with the company for about 4 months now, and he and I put together these videos once a month, and he is just amazing. He and I have such great conversations. These are conversations that just, we take on some of the harder things. We do. We're not trying to make them biased, but if the shoe fits, right? But the point is that we're trying to sit there and we're trying to make it to where men are starting to think again, because there's a lot of times that I think men have just forgotten how to think. A lot of that has to do, we've been told how to think for the last couple decades. It is confusing on how to be a man. Very confusing sometimes. And it changes with the weather. But I'm going to say this. I think if you use common sense, the old adage, treat others like you'd like to be treated yourself. Well, for God's sakes, it makes a lot of sense to do that, doesn't it? Why would you want someone to why would you expect someone to treat you like gold if you're treating them like mud? Yeah. So, martyred angels. Guys, John is a longtime friend. I love John, Teresa, Raven Vogels. I love them. And what they went through with Bladen and what they're helping other people do means so much, because it's something that you and I, unless you went through what they did with Bladen, losing Bladen at 3 years old, unless you go through that, there is no way you can comprehend the pain that they had to go through when Bladen drowned. I love that family. I appreciate that family. And I'm proud to be able to sit here and tell their story. And hopefully we can get that story out in front of so many more. And that's why we're asking you, please make sure that you're sharing this with other people today. Give us a like, give us a comment, use the QR code, donate, and help us get the app out. Because as soon as that app comes out, folks, so many more people can hear these wonderful stories. Like Todd and his mom and sister being killed by a drunk driver. And him doing something trying to teach kids to not drink and drive. That there are so many things out there that could go wrong. I am as guilty as can be on turning that key after too many drinks. I don't drink now, but I'll tell you, I am as guilty as the next man when it comes to it. I was very lucky I never hurt anybody. But that doesn't make what I did any less stupid. It was a poor decision on my part. It's a poor decision when I hear a story like Todd that makes me think and know that when and if I ever have another adult beverage, I will not turn that key. I won't ever do it again. You can find all of our other partners by going to communitypayitforward.us. Find the Partners tab, hover on the Partners tab, and click it. The giving partners are the folks who give a portion of every sale to a cause. It's not a cause that I like. It's not a cause that they like. It's a cause that touches your heart. You get to choose the cause. The only limitation on that is they have had to have asked us for help. Okay? I know. That's terrible. So if you know a nonprofit that needs help, have them reach out to us. If you know a family who needs help, have them reach out to us. Again, weeks away from the app. If we can get your help, it's going to get out even quicker. So please donate if you can. Would you like to find out more? Would you like to learn more? Would you like to talk to me? This QR code right here is how you can get onto my calendar. Get onto my calendar today. Let's talk about how you can support us. Let's talk about what we can do together. Let's talk about how we can change the world. When we get back, we have a couple more introductions. I will then come on and close this down. Welcome and thank you for joining us for Global Pay It Forward Day. Imagine a world where small acts of kindness create a ripple effect of support. A world where financial struggles never stand in the way of hope. That's the vision behind Community Pay It Forward. After a life-changing motorcycle accident, I saw firsthand the devastating impact unexpected financial hardships can have on families. That's why I started Community Pay It Forward, to ensure that no one faces these challenges alone. Community Pay It Forward is more than just a single program. Through community impact and packed podcasting, people all coming together, we amplify the voices of those making a difference. And with Community Dare to Care, we provide essential goods like clothing, food, and school supplies to those who need it most, to the community, from the community, for the betterment of the community. With Community Pay It Forward, we support families, children, veterans, community projects, no matter where they are. We are not just providing assistance, but hope for a brighter future, not just for people in need, but for businesses that are out there struggling, trying to find a way. We have a plan, but we need your help to reach the next level. We're launching a crowdfunding campaign to raise $500,000. This will allow us to market the Community Pay It Forward program. Imagine a world where small acts of kindness create a ripple effect of support. A world where financial struggles never stand in the way of hope. That's the vision behind Community Pay It Forward. After a life-changing motorcycle accident, I saw firsthand the devastating impact unexpected financial hardships can have on families. That's why I started Community Pay It Forward, to ensure that no one faces these challenges alone. Community Pay It Forward is more than just a single program. Through community impact and packed podcasting, people all coming together, we amplify the voices of those making a difference. And with Community Dare to Care, we provide essential goods like clothing, food, and school supplies to those who need it most, to the community, from the community, for the betterment of the community. After a life-changing motorcycle accident, I realized how quickly circumstances can change and how important community is. I founded Community Pay It Forward because I wanted to create a way for people to turn everyday purchases into meaningful impact. No one should struggle alone when we have the power to lift everyone up. Community Pay It Forward is a unique fundraising and networking program that connects businesses and nonprofits and individuals to create a cycle of support. By shopping with our giving partners, customers ensure a portion of their purchase goes towards supporting causes that they choose. We also offer community programs, events, and networking opportunities that help families, veterans, and people in need. We are expanding our reach to connect even more businesses and community members across the country. Our goal is to make Community Pay It Forward the first stop for people who are looking to shop with a purpose. Through partnerships, events, and innovative fundraising, we're building a stronger, more connected support network, one that makes lasting differences in people's lives. Every small action counts, whether it's shopping through our program, Sharing a cause you care about, sponsoring an event, or simply spreading the word, you can be part of something bigger. When we come together to support each other, we can create a future where no one is left behind. Let's start today and make tomorrow brighter for everyone.
I started working with men within the UK through my own personal experience, professional experience. There's very little services that are specifically aimed at supporting men's mental health and well-being. And particularly as well, the rates of suicide and self-harm is astronomical in the UK. This is more specifically seen in men who are 30 years old and older, where men are 3.5 times more likely to take their own lives. They're more than likely going to end up on the streets, homeless, taking substances. Yet only 34% of men actually access talking therapy, support services. A lot of this, like I said, mirrors my own journey when I went through mental health concerns, not being able to find support or the right support to support my needs. And then, unfortunately, the picture only grows poorer, as it were, with men from the age of 40 to 45 upwards having a significant highest rate of them taking their own lives. Yet in the UK we treat that as a joke generally by citing it as a midlife crisis for men, when it's actually more than that. So that's from my personal perspective why I specifically work with men. Why do I specifically work with men aged 30 and above who are entrepreneurs? As generally these individuals may seem successful from the outside. They have the car, the house, the job, the wife, the zeros in the bank balance. But yet behind that emotional mask, which as men we all wear, they particularly are holding on to even tighter because of the image they are portraying of success. And it's only if you scratch the surface does that become a lot clearer around why they struggle. And I guess the way to explain that is, imagine a man in a suit on a running machine with a sign in front of them saying this is success or this is retirement. It's exhausting. And for that particular type of man who spends sometimes on the running machine trying to get that success, they experience anxiety, agitation, and eventually burnout. They fall off that running machine. Or you get the businessman in the suit who's in the comfort zone cage, where they feel that they're not good enough, that they have low self-confidence, self-esteem, and that eventually comes as depression. What I found with these particular men is A, they're less likely to reach out for support until things are really going badly wrong, and B, when they do, the services don't meet their needs. We're back to that situation at square one. Whereas for me, from my own journey and working with these men, if you don't get down to the unconscious belief level, which is what I do, then those behaviours, those ways of doing things ain't going to change. And lo and behold, that cycle repeats itself in regards to what these men do, engaging in risk-taking behaviour, self-harm, and unfortunately that irreversible solution to a temporary problem, taking their own life. So my business is Rewired for Men. I'm a rewire coach. What I do is I empower male entrepreneurs aged 30 and above to rewire those unconscious beliefs that they carry that are usually associated with money, work, and relationships. By working with me, these men are able to empower themselves to rewire their unconscious beliefs permanently with no need to revisit the past in regards to the emotional stories in 30 days or less. And in doing so, they can regain control of their lives, their identity and their direction, and find emotional balance. Why is that important? Well, unfortunately, a lot of men make very poor decisions based on emotion, and this can have significantly negative impacts on the 3 areas of their life: money, work, and relationships. So by men working with me and empowering themselves, they can get off the running machine of success and out of the cage of comfort to stand in their own power. Short term of Rewired for Men, it's working with male entrepreneurs in the particular age group of 13 and above, based within the northwest of UK. In regards to the future of Rewired for Men, it's about making it sustainable, where I actually have a mission of an organisation to rewire 30,000 men by 2035. So they have not only a better understanding and awareness of their own mental health and well-being, there will also be a significant decrease in the amount of attempts at taking their own life, use of substances, and more importantly, be able to help each other, empowering them together, whether that's in the UK or around the world.
How did I start my business? Started kind of like 25 years ago, and I always wanted to be able to find a solution where I can help people. And as you well know, some of the times that it's been helping nonprofits and small businesses, and it was really to offer something a little bit different that most people were missing out on. One of the things was like talk about engagement. How does a non-profit engage with its donors or its clients? How does the small business in the local area engage? And having that knowledge and history from the UK when I was doing database marketing was what brought me here to the US to actually start growing that. Because one of the things I love about Americans and America is that Americans are very philanthropic. They love to support their local charity. They love to support that local business. And that was one of the main reasons why I started my business. Today, being the web detective is much the same thing. It's just that I'm focused a little bit on the things that get you in trouble. And when do you know you're in trouble? It's usually when you've got a lawsuit. And I think you've heard me say this sometimes. It doesn't matter what you say or what you do, it just means I can sue you. And if we can have a preventative voice and a service that can help you to keep on the good side without avoiding bad publicity, I think that's the reason why marketers like myself today stand out to actually help either those non-profits or those small businesses. What is my business? Well, I've been a marketer for 25 years, and I've always found different ways to stand out, to be noticeable. You know, I think most of you probably hear I'm noticeable because I wear a strange hat. I have a different voice than most Americans. And it's first impressions. First impression is what I work on in establishing a service in marketing for businesses, non-profits, and that's the primary thing about what I do today. Secondly, from that is about protection. It's also about growing an online presence without things like social media, without paid ads, because everything is organic. It's about growing time, building relationships. That's what's really important about most businesses. And that's where I come along to say my business is about building and protecting your brand, but to build a relationship where you can be engaged. My company headed? Well, I can see there is growth. It's heading to provide services and solutions to those small businesses who have probably been working in their business as opposed to on their business and now realize they need some professional help. That's where I come in, and I realize that my business is growing not because I'm advertising. It's the organic approach. I build relationships. I build relationships through networking. I build networking groups. I go to them, I get referred, I get remembered, and I go to mastermind groups and things like that. It's all about spending time in front of people so I can be memorable. So that's where my business is going. I can see today, and it's growing in the future. When it comes to paying it forward, I noticed that if you start small, you build the foundations. That's how my business started. I started very small. I started working with nonprofits, and it's always about keeping your communications open. Keep them open, people understand you. Once you keep the communication line open, you can actually find you're building a relationship. And I find that is the most important part about paying it forward, because I find that if I'm just offering advice or tidbits or ways that you can actually change and influence that you're thinking about your strategies on how to grow your business, what happens is people take that as value. And it's those little golden nuggets of value is how I see that paying it forward helps that people trust, like, and help to start build my business by paying it back. So you have to pay it forward, because at the end of the day, if you're genuine, you're honest, you're trustworthy, people will notice that very quickly. That's been trust, and that's how you pay it forward.
I started my business because I wanted to honor the legacy of a dear friend of mine named Julie. When we were 14 years old, we were both kidnapped and we were raped. And along that path of recovery, Julie never, ever recovered. And essentially that night that we were taken when we were 14, she died. It just took 37 years of her abusing her body and herself with drugs and alcohol for her to actually physically pass away. And when that happened, my life shifted and I started to really take a deep, hard look at the legacy I was leaving behind for my family and the honor of what I wanted to do to help Julie's life not die in vain. All about helping people to recognize the subconscious programming that they have been given throughout their life. Whether it was from trauma that happened to them, whether it's from our education system, society, or our parents, we are given programs and we are taught conditioned responses on how we should, quote, behave and how we should show up in the world and how we need to behave. It's basically taking somebody and putting them in a box. We as humans are not designed to be in a box. We are each unique, and those subconscious programs guide your decisions. And so I help people recognize those subconscious thoughts and those conditioned responses that do not belong to them, that do not serve them. And I help teach them how to reset those thoughts and those conditioned responses. It's for my company to reach as many people as I possibly can. We are all uniquely us, and to help people become their authentic self, that's really my goal. I just want to reach more people. Is all about allowing people to be themselves. And when I get the honor of being able to help teach people how to reset these thoughts that they're having that don't belong to them, that don't serve them, and I get to teach them how to reset those within themselves, the truth is you and only you have the answers. I do not. I get to help guide you into trusting and believing what your body is telling you, and teaching you the tool to reset those that are no longer of service, that keep you stuck and not thriving in life. And you deserve that. You deserve to be free, and you deserve to be authentically you. No box required.
Why did I start my company? At ZWorld Webs, we strongly believe that every website owner deserves the right and opportunity to take full ownership of their own website, while empowering them to make changes to their own website without having to rely on anyone else. And of course, develop a custom website ZWorld is waiting for. What is my business or company? At ZWorld Webs, we are a website development and consulting company who specializes in supporting nonprofits, veteran business owners, and of course, honest entrepreneurs like yourselves who are looking to enhance, develop, or redevelop a custom website ZWorld is waiting for. Where is my company headed? At ZWorld Webs, we are proudly headed towards a better future in philanthropy by dedicating ourselves to connect with great people like yourselves who want to bring awareness to support our veterans, eradicate human trafficking, and of course, save our planet while making ZWorld a better place for future generations. How do I pay it forward today for a better tomorrow? At ZWorld Webs, we are proud to partner with the Community Pay It Forward program, which allows us to enhance our philanthropic efforts, and will continue to partner with the Community Pay It Forward program to make ZWorld a better place where no one ever feels alone.
Your business is your American dream, but today opening your doors comes with tough questions. Will customers walk in? Can I stock the shelves with what they need? Can I afford salaries? And how do I compete with the big box store down the road? That is exactly why we created Community Pay It Forward. Because in hard times, we need stronger communities led by people with bigger hearts. Our Shop, Click, and Pick program makes it simple. Every purchase at a participating small business supports a cause you care about. You shop, others thrive. Even when money is tight, you can still make a huge difference. You're not just shopping, you're supporting families, nonprofits, and your neighbors. That's the power of community. That's the power of the Community Pay It Forward family. When you join the Community Pay It Forward family, you will be seen, you will be remembered, and you will be a hero for people in need everywhere. You, your business, and Community Pay It Forward. Because no one needs to go it alone. When we all come together. Come together. That's it. We need us all to come together. Anybody who watches the news, anybody who sees anything that's going on right now knows that, you know what? Regardless of which way the wind blows in your neighborhood, the truth is that we all need somebody. We all need a little bit of help. And we all need to be good to each other. We need to be good for each other. Every single one of us at some point in time has needed help. And I'm not saying financial help. I'm not saying physical help. I'm just saying, you know what? Maybe we've had a crappy day and somebody smiled and you just thought to yourself, damn, I needed that. Every single one of us has been in that situation. Every single one of us is going to be in that situation again. Let's come together. Let's make sure that maybe that smiling face can be yours. Save this last video because she is one of our sponsors. She is a support system. She is part of the lifeblood of the program. I've called upon her in many points in time. She is part of my advisory board, who once again, like Z, helps keep me straight, helps keep my thoughts in line, which a lot of times is a hell of a lot more difficult than what I pay her for. Which, of course, I don't pay her anything. You know, she's glad to do it, but I definitely appreciate it more than I pay her for. Esther is just a wonderful person, and like I've said, I love her contribution as much as I love anybody's. I also love your contribution, and I want to say thank you for sticking with us today on Global Pay It Forward Day. You can go to YouTube and you can watch every single one of these videos. If there was something that you missed or you just want to watch it again, you want to make sure that you heard it right or whatever, you can always go to the YouTube channel, or you can go to the About Us page at www.communitypayitforward.us. And you're going to see that playlist be inhabited by videos, adding videos every day. Because when we get a video, it's going to be added there because they are part of this program. Community Pay It Forward is not one person. Community Pay It Forward is a family. And our family cannot exist without help. If you would like to come on to the PAC channel and when you would like to say something, if you have something you want to talk about, let's talk about it. Use this QR code and you can come on and have your say. I'm going to ask one more time. We need your help. To get on the iOS platform, we need to raise a little bit of money. Please use this QR code. Donate what you can. I just was informed that my PayPal's back up and running. Thank God. Man, they're a pain in the ass. PayPal is a pain, folks. But they're there. So please donate today because we need your support. Please love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. Always, always, always remember. We know that finances run the world. But there are always different ways that you can support other people. If you have an extra hoodie in your closet that doesn't fit you anymore, throw it in your car. It may be 70 some, well, it's 65 degrees right now, but it doesn't matter if it's 85 or 95 or whatever. It still gets cool at night. If you have an extra hoodie and you see somebody who's battling with the elements, make sure it gets on their back. Doesn't mean nothing to you. It means the world to them. If you make a little bit of extra food, throw it in the old hillbilly bowl, Tupperware. in an old butter bowl, in an old whipped cream bowl. Zap it in the microwave, go and drop it off to somebody in your community who's struggling with hunger. Doesn't mean a thing to you. It could mean their life. We can work together. We can come together and make this a better place. Because if you're not doing anything, you're hurting everyone. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. This last video is my dear friend, Esther Deutsch. I want to thank you and ask you to please like, share, and subscribe no matter what platform you're on. Continue to visit communitypayitforward.us. Join the program. Donate. Shop. Click and pick. And support others. Because we need to take care of each other. We're all we got. This is the last video. My friend Esther, thank you very much. I appreciate it so very much. I appreciate you being here, and thank you with all my heart for being part of the global Pay It Forward Day.
I created 2 networking groups to help people help others and connect and learn from each other and share resources and help everybody get what they need. Currently, I work with Net at Work. We are a full-service IT managed service company. I specifically work with our Alliance team helping MSPs, managed service providers, with line of business and providing that to their clients. So it's very much around partnership. And I also co-host 2 networking groups. One is called In This Together Roundtable. It's a virtual networking group of like-minded people who come together from all different parts of the world and all different industries to help each other and network together. So that's every Tuesday on Zoom. And then I also run a local one down in South Florida where I live for the local community. We get people from far north and far south who come once a quarter in person to get together. It's just formal happy hour and help each other and connect and meet new people and make new friends. So it's a lot of fun. I love it. And I also do a lot of speaking, and I love being involved in multiple different things, clearly, and just helping people. And that's really what I'm most passionate about, is making an impact and giving back. And I really appreciate the intersection between human capital and technology. I think that the fusion of both is incredibly powerful. So how I can pay it forward, I do a lot of connecting people with resources, with jobs, and I find that, once you're networking, and this is something I learned early on, you may as well help more people with more things, because that's part of, being open to networking with different people. Just because somebody can't help you today doesn't mean they can't help you tomorrow, or you can't help them today. So it's not only about, finding new business and leads, it's also about being able to help others in your network in other ways too. So I think it's important that we all look out for each other. And that's one of the reasons I love networking so much, and why it's become, I think, such a big part of my life, because I love helping people. And the more people I know, the more people that I can help and serve. So the way that I pay it forward is by just looking out for people, and then taking it one step further, and not just looking out for them, but trying to do something to help. And I always say no one can do everything, but everyone can do something, right? Like that famous quote, and it's true. If we all do just one little thing today to help someone else, and tomorrow will look very different for everyone. One of my favorite quotes, it's actually in my email signature, is maybe what we are searching for is not those who have what we need, but those who need what we give. And I think it's such a mindset shift, again, even in going out and meeting people, if you could really focus on what could I do for you? And it's not to say that you can't ask for what you need, and you should, and get what you need, but it's really just about a mindset shift and starting with, what could I give? It's giver's gain, and how can I give to get? So it's really the reality. And it's the best way to make sure that everybody's happy and everybody gets what they're looking for.
Does this sound like your life? Scattered, jumping between tasks but never finishing. Saying yes when you want to say no. Avoiding hard conversations and holding it all in. It's time to stop overcomplicating life and turning it into your advantage. Experience Tea Now, a monthly membership designed to help parents, professionals, and dreamers like you conquer self-sabotage and thrive. Save your spot today. Get early access, a special gift, and start transforming your life. Because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Your customers' everyday purchases can make a difference, whether they're shopping in-store or from a computer, for their family, or just to treat themselves. Why not help them turn those purchases into support for a cause they love? As a community Pay It Forward giving partner, a portion of what they spend goes directly to a mission that touches their heart, at no extra cost to them. With our Shop, Click, and Pick program, it's so easy. They visit our website, choose your business, and make a purchase. Then they simply choose a cause they love, and because they made the purchase from you, they donate to a cause they love. Community Pay It Forward. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together.